Hello. Uh, Today I want to talk about decals and some pointers or some tips on how I use how I apply decals and stuff like that. But first of all, I would like to just show there are a lot of aftermarket decals where you can buy for your planes or armor or stuff like that. People sometimes ask me why buying these decals and why do I do it, and they always think that, oh, you want to do something different than other people do. Well, actually that is true, but at the same time I'm used to buying decals because if you really enjoy some type of plane and you build 2 or 3 models of that particular brand, you will then run out of options and schemes because you've run out of the options of the box. So you get a real expert on building that particular model and that particular brand, and you can build it really fast, but you're always building the same type of scheme. So when buying different decals, you can have a better range of your favorite plane or armor or boat or whatever, and and you can build it really fast because you are used to building that model. First of all, about decals. Well, I have to be truthful. There are a lot of brands that have solutions for working with decals. I have some from MIG and Microscale. In this case, MIG has the decal softener and it has the decal set. One is for getting better grip on your decals when they are old and they don't fix to the model, and the other is so that the decal becomes softer and you can apply it on the model and see all the little veins and details on the edge. I also have exactly the same stuff from Microscale. Well, basically what I can tell you the difference is that Microscale, in this particular microsol, which is the softener, tends to wrinkle very much the decal. So, but don't stress, it wrinkles and it will just it will expand slowly and will become softer, and you will get the detail that you need. This is the exactly one as the glue, and this is the liquid film. When you have those decals that are always breaking and stuff like that, you can use this product. The most important tip for me, something that I learned with practice, and this is my motto right now with decals, is just because you have the products doesn't mean that you have to put everything on your model. And how many times you start using, do a plane, get it nicely painted, have a load of time spending on the bench building it, and when you apply the decal, you apply these chemicals, and by some means it just ruins the paint job. So what I've learned from my experience is this: if the decal is new or the decal is in good conditions, there is no need for a set, because the decals have good grip, so there's no need to put this chemical. If you're applying the decal on the smooth surface which has not any detail on the underlying, there's no need for using the softener. So if you're using nice quality decals and the kit is something new, and you see the decals that they present in a very nice and crisp manner, they don't have any flaws or stuff like that, so you don't use the products. If you're going to apply on a very bent area, or there is any problem with the detail underneath or stuff like that, or the decal is very old and white and yellowish, well, then go to the chemicals. But first of all, you only need the chemicals if you're doing it with these conditions. If not, don't use them. There's no need. Modelers have, for my experience, modelers have the tendency to use everything they have on the bench on the model, and this is not the best practice. If just because you have it doesn't mean you have to put it on the model. So enough of this previous talk about working with decals. What I do when I use decals is I try to cut it the best I can, and this is to avoid the effect of silvering. So I got my decal here. What I did is I painted the model. I applied a little coat of clear varnish or future. In this particular case it was future on this P51, and I apply you should apply a varnish because you can protect the paint job because you are using acrylic colors that may blend with water, so you may ruin the paint job. So you apply a coat of varnish to protect your model. White gloss varnish or clear varnish. Well, I use this because, as you know, the decals have a shine. There's a little shine to it. So if the paint job was really matte and you apply the decal, then you would have a very matte surface with a very nice shiny decal, and then you would have to spend a lot of time applying matte varnish, and there is really no need. And it's a delicate balance to balance shines on the model. So if you just give it a nice smooth shine that looks more or less like the shine of the decal, then when you going to protect the model with matte varnish or satin varnish, you can get a nice even shine on the model. So this is how to prepare the model for applying the decal. Regarding the decal itself and the applying, well, most people just get the decal, put it on the water, let it wait for some time until the paper and the decal separate themselves. Well, actually I don't like to use this technique, because when taking the decals off you might break it. They usually bend on the brush and stuff like that. So what I do is get a nice brush, soak it with plain water. This is just plain water, and you get on the back side of the decal and start spreading. This technique is good for two major reasons. First, you get much more control when applying the decal, and second, you don't lose the glue that the decal has itself, because when you sink it on water, when it separates from the paper, it will lose some of its glue. So let it just the paper get a little soaky, and you start just with your fingers. You can see, I don't know if you can see or not. If you can see with your fingers, that is, the decal is going away. So what you do again, so just take a little bit of water, apply where the decal should be. This is because when you're going to put the decal on the place, it will get a better feeling, and you can place it better. Now you just try to see the place where you want it. So I will be wanting my decal on these edges here. Here we go. And you just apply it and take the paper off. Just peel it back, put it back, and there you are. Nice even nib. Give it. Press it a little bit so that it doesn't have any bubbles. Remove the air bubbles from the back, and you're done. This is how I applied. So just let it dry for a bit. You can use a little bit of paper to dry it a little bit better, or some soft tissue or something like that. Just let it dry. After letting it dry, because I don't know if you can see, but underneath the decal there are some some marking, so I will use the decal softener. And this is how I work with decals. So hope you like the tips and have a nice modeling day. See ya!